Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to opening round coverage of the Hanabank Invitational played here at Nam Chun Cheon Country Club here on the KPGA Tour. Timothy Lowe here. Very excited to be bringing to you some men's golf from South Korea. It's one of the biggest events of the year for the KPGA Tour, and also it's a co-sanctioned event with the Japanese Tour, the JGTO, so some of the best and brightest from the land of the rising sun here in South Korea. This is Kazuki Higa, who does have a KPGA title and an Asian Tour title to his name. Won the Shinhan Donghae Open 2 years ago at the Koma Country Club. Second shot up the hill here for Higa. Not the tallest man you're going to see in a golf course, but my word, can he control that golf ball, although does not get it onto the correct level of this green. You're going to notice that a lot around Nam Chun Cheon Country Club. Really slopey surfaces. Got to be in the correct sections if you want to leave yourself reasonable looks. Now this is the winner of the Maekyong Open, Hongtaek Kim, in a playoff over Shonlatit Shinbungam of Thailand a few months ago. Slightly out of position there, but that's a nicely played pitch. Coming off a runner-up finish at the KPGA Championship last week at A1CC. And this really was the man who should have left Namseol Country Club with the Maekyong Open title back in May. Jungwon Lee, disastrous closing round for him. Still seeking a first title of the year. He's a former winner of this championship. Nicknamed Iron Man for his prodigious talent with his irons. Just quickly swing back across for the birdie look of Chinese player Ye Wo Chung. Coming up well short there. One of the special invites into the field this week. Now, always a popular player, Jung Woo Ham, although not giving his fans much to cheer about today. 3 over par through 8. That one should come back off the slope. Down you come, down you come. That is certainly much more like it for the man who topped the Genesis points list last year on the Korean Tour. Just top 10'd his way to passing Guntaek Go to that prestigious title. Now Wo Chung for his par to stay 3 under. Okay, well hold, nicely recovers the situation. Across to another talent from across the North Sea, Taichi Nabetani, just chipped in for birdie at 10. Golf is a silly game like that. You find an unlikely birdie and it looks like a fairly straightforward conversion. It's going to slip him by. Hongtaek for par. Well done. Nicknamed the King of the Screens, has 12 wins on the G Tour, the Screen Golf Tour here in South Korea. As they head up to this par 4 ninth, it's 357 meters long, but you can see it's flanked by all sorts of trouble. Thick trees to the right, penalty areas to the left, and this hole just gently works its way uphill all the way. Fairway does tilt a little from right to left, but you can see that mammoth green. Plenty of humps and hollows there. The pin today, 27 paces on from the front and just 7 from the left. So it's on the, call it the third ledge of this 4-tiered green. So distance control absolutely critical if you want to leave yourself a decent look at a birdie 3. Of course, it has to be said, the pace currently set by Seng-Yong Kim after an opening round of 66. Par 71. This layout. Came with just one bogey on his card. That's your defending champion, Ji Ho Yang. One of 2 titles he bagged last season. That's just safely put down the left-hand side of the fairway. Now, last week's winner, the KPGA champion, Callum John. Looks like he's got driver out. Yang went with 3-wood. To the incredibly talented and seasoned veteran, the 43-year-old Hiroshi Iwata, 6-time winner on the Japanese tour, picked up his 6th title in Ibaraki earlier this month at the Mori Building Cup. Hiroshi Iwata, he's only hit half his fairway so far today. That one hitting a little left. Okay, not by much. That's fine for Iwata-san. Just over 740 million Japanese yen banked in his illustrious career. Back to Higa. Up ahead on the green. This for birdie for the 29-year-old. Races that one past. Supremely talented Yubin Zhang. Just turned pro last year, going along well at 4 under through the turn. Keep going, just catch that slope. Ooh, another yard more, and that one sort of funnels down to that little collection pin. He's going to have a tricky putt though, Zhang. Now back to 9. Birdie putt for Jungwon Lee, who just became a dad at the start of the year. Wife giving birth to a pair of twins, a boy and a girl, and well, he's been a busy fella, Jungwon Lee. Commutes back and forth to his home down south near Busan to help out with the family in between events of the KPGA Tour. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and Jungwoo Ham could certainly use this one dropping. Try to get this round back under control. Just nothing going the way of Ham right now. So that's going to be a hopelessly frustrating front nine of 3 over par 38. And birdie at 5, a couple of doubles, proving rather costly. Higa yet to miss a cut this season on the Japanese tour, but only has one top 10 to show for it. That was at the Gateway to the Open Mizuno Open just a fortnight ago. It's a good par save for a man from Okinawa. It's a testing layout, but, well, there is 1.3 billion Korean won up for grabs this week, and it's a pretty stacked leaderboard. Yubin Zhang going along the best of the afternoon wave, trying to make inroads to that lead of Sing Yong Kim, who leads the way after an opening round of 66 here on day one, just south of Chun Cheon. So Iwata going to be first to play into 9, just 94 meters left. Oh, this looks good. This looks really good. I think we can put Iwata-san down for a 3. He's got no idea how close that is. Chan-woo Kim also having a productive Thursday afternoon. Taking one a little too deep into the 11th. Always difficult to come into a week with a little extra pressure and expectation, being the defending champion. A couple more media and sponsor obligations to take care of, but Ji-ho Yang is having the kind of front nine that he would have wanted. Just nothing crazy. 2 under par. He's given himself opportunities. Also not easy coming into a week. Having won the week before, it really does take a lot out of you. Oh, went after that hard. Got to worry about too much spin here. Work it off that slope. Yeah, wonderfully controlled there from Karam John. You want to improve your golf game, have a copy of this swing. Jung-Wan Lee, just so technically sound. Not many moving parts, very efficient action. Squares that club face up so nicely through the impact area. This par 5 10th already has claimed a 9 out of multiple time winner on the Japan Tour, Tomohiro Otsuki. That was his starting hole of the day. Otsuki propping up the pile right now. Now look at how far left Yubin Zhang is looking at 10. Just got to get it over that crest, then it's just going to funnel down to the hole. And all things considered, that's a very nicely judged putt from Yubin. Seeking a first win on the Korean Tour. But then again, he's only been a pro for about a year. Now Higa also going with driving iron. So we have a look at this ball flight with our shot tracer technology. That's a proverbial frozen rope up the right-hand side of the fairway. Should stay in that fairway. Just roll in through summertime in South Korea. Fairway's getting a little bit luscious. Not going to see too much run out. Now back to 9 and Yang for birdie. Wasn't a million miles away. Good try. So he's going to turn in 2 under par 33. Just going to get this maybe to that point, and it should take that downhill slope. And whoa, goodness. Chan-woo Kim grabbed a piece of the cup, but it remains above ground. Yeah, this is an excellent birdie opportunity for John. 3 top 10s this season already, including his win last week. But he was up and out of that quickly, he knew. So can't convert, stays 1 under. You see the name of Tae-Hoon Lee at 4 under par. Richard Lee, as he's known, the Canadian who makes his residence here in South Korea. Had a hole-in-one earlier this morning, so many congratulations to Richard Lee. As Iwata tidies that one up for birdie. Some pretty good scoring out of these 3. All 3 players under par through 9. Chan-woo to mop up for his par ahead at 11. Oh dear. A touch clumsy there. Chan-woo Kim. 3 putt will tumble him out of the top 10. It's just one of those weeks where you have to feel with the severity of these greens, you're going to have the odd 3-putt here and there. Inshin Park with his trusty old caddy Kenneth Quillman from Ireland back on the bag. Third shot into 10, and this is going to snuggle up close. Very clever shot there from the seasoned professional. Now Hong Taek Kim coming up the hill into the 9th. Well, that's going to be down where Kazuki Higa putted from. He said that victory at Namseol Country Club at the Maekyeong Open was so important for him, just to prove to people that he wasn't a one-trick pony. He could play real golf as well as screen golf. It seems they were Sunday at the Maekyeong. Dramatic playoff victory against Shonlatit Shinbongam. Now Hirata, he do what Yunshin Park did, throw it past the pin and use the slope. Here it comes. Here it comes. Well played shot there. You imagine this is going to be a layup for Kazuki Higa. Trying to get iron off the tee. Just want to leave yourself a nice, comfortable yardage in for that third. It's a gettable pin today with wedge in hand. It's going to find the fairway, giving him maximum control in to attack with for his third. Looks like Jungwoo has got a 3-wood. Really trying to get it up as close as he can to the front edge of that green. It should have around 290 meters in. You don't want to be left here. There is trouble on the port side of this par 5. Okay, nicely done. Started the year with 4 straight top 3 finishes, Jungwon Lee. He's had a couple of miscuts since then, including one last week at A1CC. See if that weekend off has just refreshed him a little bit. It's a long season. Professional golf, it takes a lot out of you. It's a quick slider up on the green for Hirata's birdie. Oh, well done. The 23-year-old from Osaka get himself into a share of 9th there. Just to the left of this 9th green. Chip and run for Yeo Chung. Park. Yeah, good birdie there. Nicely holed. 2 wins on the KPGA Tour. Slow start today, but he's starting to string some birdies together. Tech Kim. Up the hill you come. Hasn't had a miscut so far this season. That's some good pace there. Always found, if you ever had the chance to go and play screen golf, one of the hardest things to do is actually figure out how to putt. Because you are just putting into a screen and you're trying to work out how long is a 6-meter putt? How long is a 15-meter putt? And like I said, he can play some pretty good golf on an actual golf course in his own right. Now, to start the back nine, this 534-meter par 5/10th. Lots of trouble down the left-hand side, so lots of players going to be laying up back into this fairway section on the right-hand side with 3-woods hybrids, even driving irons. Don't think we're going to see too many people going for this green into. The layup is also not easy with the fairway cambering from right to left. Big old rock wall on the right, don't want to go there. There's trouble left as well. It's a big old green. This 10th, 51 paces deep, and the pin, well, right in the middle of it today on that second level. We have seen a few players use the slope long to try and funnel the ball back down towards that pin. He won this championship at the Chiba Sumi golf course last year. Jiho. Close eye on that because it's a little left, but he's going to be okay, albeit coming out of that left-hand rough for his second shot. Just turn that over a little bit more than he would have liked. Now John. This one squeaking a little bit right for Jiho. Oh, but gets a friendly kick, and well, that's okay. So Iwata in the left rough, Yang in the right rough. Just split the difference, Callum John. So we go up to Higa. This is where he is very, very economical. Such good distance control with his wedges. Hold off, follow through. Ooh, just leaks it a touch right. Well, his countryman, Taichi Nabitani, did chip in from there. But he is not best pleased with that, missing the green from inside 100 meters with wedge in hand. Yeah, Yubin Chang up at the 11th, looking to try and keep that birdie run going. All over it. Now Ham on 10. Okay, down you come. This is going to gather lots of pace. Fine shot there from Jungwoo. Jungwon Lee. Looks like he's on a slight downslope, which does tend to knock the ball flight down ever so slightly. Kim Chan-woo operating out of the middle of the fairway once again. Yeah, fine shot there. Excellent distance control from Chan-woo. I had his wife caddying for him to the early part of last season, Ji Ho Yang. Said it just relaxed his mind, kept him not thinking about golf all the time. This layup's going to get his attention. He's coming out of that right rough, ball's above his feet. He can see the tilt of the fairway from right to left. So usually when the ball's above your feet, for a right-handed golfer, it does exaggerate a little draw, and add into the fact that it's not got much loft on that iron, being some kind of mid-long iron. You've got to try and hold on to that club face and keep that rough and slope from turning this ball over. Uh-oh. It looked like it was left. Oh dear, where's that ended up for the defending champ? Well, intentions are clear here. Kazuki Higa's got the flagstick out up on the green. Touch aggressive there, really was trying to make that. There's another tester. Well, I'm happy to know that Gullum John did find the fairway with his tee shot. Is he waiting for the green to clear, I wonder? God, I would say around 270 odd meters to the green from there. That would be a big hit. With a lot of trouble. Is it really necessary to chance something this early in the championship? Jungwon Lee gets one to drop there. Lovely putt. Takes him to 3 under par. He really is due a win this season. He's played such fine golf. Really hasn't been able to get anything out of it. Now it's just going to be a layup for John. That's the sensible play. It's only Thursday afternoon. Don't have to start swinging for the fences just yet. Come on, Jungwoo. Still not an easy putt to hole. Has to start this outside left lip. Got to start building some positive momentum. Misses that one low again, and you can just see frustration starting to bubble to the surface. Just has to be wary of that tree about 100 yards in front of him. So just a little right of it, try and turn and draw around the corner. Kept it under it. Yeah, fine recovery from Iwata. Rounds of golf that Kazuki Higa's having that really grinds you down, it wears you out, having to have these lengthy par-saving putts just to stay at even par. But he keeps making them. He could save at 9 and now at 10, but Higa, it's birdies he wants. It's awfully tightly bunched at 4 under par. Yubin Jang has a chance to get alongside Seng Young Kim in a share of the lead at 5 under par, but it's Kim who's one clear. You're on day 1 at Nam Chun Cheon. Thankfully, that layup was okay for Ji Ho Yang, although he's a little bit further back in the fairway than he would have liked. 128 left. Takes a big firm bounce, but not going to roll back onto the green or just into the fringe. Well, there's your answer. Yubin Chang to tie the lead at 11. Oh dear, that looked in. That looked in all the way. He can scarcely believe it. Great try, but he's going to remain in that logjam for second. John, you know what you have to do here. Throw it a little bit long and reel it back. You can hear how firm some of these greens are getting. It sounded like that was pitching in a concrete car park. Nabetani, a little bit further up the back nine. 184 meter par 3, 13th. Pitade all the way back left. Got a lot of hang time on that ball as well from the elevated tee, but that's a fine shot from Nabetani. So Wata, last to play into 10. Pitch that a little bit further past than John did into that softer upslope, and as a result gets that one to back up a lot more. But we've seen how much that putt breaks. Still a very well played shot from the 43-year-old. Now jump up to the 11th hole. Second shot here for Unshin Park. One of the best ball strikers on the KPGA Tour, referenced by the fact he is 15th in the greens and regulation statistic. So much of that is just good distance control. You can be bang on line, but if you've got the wrong number, likely to miss a green than anything. Pin high usually leaves you with a pretty reasonable look at birdie. And see Hirata. He's only missed one green so far today. Last year's Japan PGA Championship winner, just a little wide there. So not a tough lead for Ji Ho Yang. It's going to be a pretty standard par 5. The two-time winner on tour. Jong Park, KPGA Tour rookie, who's having a very fine start to his professional career. He's 3 under par, just through the back of the 13th green. Slippery chip coming down the hill, but judged nicely by Park. So, testy one for John. downhill, working from left to right. Just a long iron off the 11th tee for Jungwon Lee. Lay this one up right at the top of the hill. Give yourself a nice flat lie for your second. See, this is still a good cup outside the left edge for Hiroshi Iwata. Oh, beautifully holed. Won his first title as a professional 10 years ago at the Fuji Sankei Classic. What a career it's been ever since then. Twice a winner of the Sega Sammy Cup and twice a winner of the Crowns. Two of the biggest events on the Japanese tour. Now Higa also going with 3-iron. Like Lee, finding the fairway. After that delightful tee shot at 13, has this opportunity to get to 3 under. Now just slides that one by the low side. That one's a little racy for Kensei. A rookie season it was last year for him. Japan PGA champion, won the Mizuno Gateway to the Open Championship as well, which booked him a spot in the Open Championship at Royal Liverpool, Hoylake. Bijong Park, tidy up for par. Okay, nicely done. Yunjin Park has experimented with a bunch of different putting styles through the years. He's now got a short putter which he almost uses like a broomstick. It's a style very much his own. That looks like Han Byul Kim back at 10. A couple of KPGA Tour titles to his name, including the Shinhan Donghae during COVID. Hongtaek. Just a little shoulder-to-shoulder lob wedge, you feel, from 82. First look of the day at Mikumu Horikawa. And he'll get himself into red figures. Quite big on YouTube. Mikumu Horikawa has a very good fan base there. There's a lot of behind the scenes vlogging and a couple of instruction videos as well. Now for par. Yet to drop a shot today, Kensei Hirata. Alas, the commentator's curse strikes again. Comes back the birdie he just picked up at 10 with that. I suppose you call it a 3-putt at 11. Just a knee knocker left for Park's par. Oh dear. Is that cup a little smaller than all the others at Nam Chun Cheon? That's the second violent lip out in a row we've seen on this hole. So both Hirata and Park will drop shots. We'll have Yubin Chang at the 12th. Awkward looking lie here. Downhill. Everything runs away from him once it pitches on the green. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake. Tried to get a little too cute with it, and now that's no guaranteed 2-putt for bogey. Back to 11 and Higa. Start this right edge of the green, try and turn it with the slope. He's striking it well, but the distance control has been very un-Higa-like so far on Thursday. Now this is not fun for you, Chung. Just got to try and stop this on the top of that hill and hope for the best. Almost impossible to get that one within 6 feet. About as good as the Chinese player could have done from that spot. With a lot of elevation changes around this layout. Keeps you on your toes. Home tick. A birdie to get inside the top 10. Oh, with confidence, right in the middle for Hung Tik Kim. Starts his back nine as he did his front nine with a birdie. Just got to be wary of a bit of a flyer lie here for Chung Woo Ham. Does keep a very good disposition. Jung-woo always smiling around the golf course. And that smile may betray his true thoughts about his standard of play so far this opening round. Now Hanbyo to take himself to 1 under. Someone gets that car alarm sorted out soon. So it could be a little bit annoying if it's here for the next 2 hours. Well done, Hanbyo Kim. Nicely holed putt. Takes him the right side of par. Opens his birdie account for this week. Up on 11T and Iwata. A little late into that one as he just hung the club face open at impact. Okay, that should settle. Yeah, that's fine. Once again, Yubin Chang looking well out left here. It takes so much creativity and visualization to hit putts like these. Not bad, but he's going to have that to drop just the one shot. Jiho. John, I imagine he's also got less than driver. It's one of the big South Korean names in the field this week, and the struggles this season continue for last year's Maekyoung Open champion, the Korean Hulk Chan Min-jung, having an absolute stinker of a day. 10 over par through a dozen holes, and gosh darn, near the bottom of this 144 player field. Now Jang, important putt just to try and limit the damage. He has struggled with his putting in the past, but it looks like the demons have been exorcised. That's a well-holed putt. He'll give up one of his 4 shots he's picked up on the front 9, but still plenty of opportunities upcoming for the 21-year-old. Now here you go. Get this one within 3 feet. You've done well. He's done very well. Awfully near the cart path here at 13 for Chan Woo Kim. It's going to have to ride the top of a ridge for most of the duration, Jung-woo Ham, and it will want to turn from right to left. Superb roll from Jung-woo. Staying patient out there. He knows he'll have chances. He's just got to take them. Some really good looks at 9 and 10 slide by as we go back to Kim for par at 13. It's really how quickly a round can turn on its head. It was going along so well. Took 3 putts at 11. Now a bit of a clumsy bogey at 13, and from being only 2 shots back, finds himself back at 1 under now. Jung-won Lee. Outside chance to get himself up to 4 under. Some breaks from left to right. Yeah, not to be this time for Lee. Still no one able to get alongside Sing-Yeon Kim, who has been enjoying his view at the top of the Hanabank Invitational leaderboard after a lovely round of 66 this morning. But the evergreen In Chun Hwang and Taiki Yoshida have gotten themselves up to 4 under par in what is now an 8-way tie for second place, which at one point included this man, Yubin Chang, but he's just coming off a bogey at 12. It's Left pin should suit his eye very nicely. He likes to turn it from right to left. Fine shot. John, second into the par 4 11th. One of the better shots we've seen into this left pin today. See a lot of players going long. Now, Incheon Park, second to the 12th. This should be good. This should be really good. Look out, Incheon Park. Fabulous shot there. Most of his weight's going to be on that lead foot with his downhill lie. Ball's lying cleanly through the back of the green at 14 for Nabetani. Oh, chipped in at 10, almost repeated the feat there at 14. Severe ball above feet lie here. This makes it a little awkward with a short club, like a gap wedge or a lob wedge. That is nicely played. Scary tee shot at 12 for Jungwon Lee. You come through this chute of trees. Fairly does doubling a little from left to right. He go. Looks like he's just going with 3-wood. So with our featured groups through the turn here in the opening round of the Hanabank Invitational, it's still Seng Yong Kim who sits one clear of 8 players, tied for second at 4 under par. Hirata's left himself another testy one for par at 12. And unfortunately, it's a carbon copy of the putt he hit on 11. So it's going to be back-to-back drop shots for Kensei Hirata. To 3 under. Lost that one right early. Straight up misread there. Spectacular second shot. Had 3 written all over it for Yunchun Park. Coming uphill, this one should peel to the right as it makes its way up that rise. Oh, straight in for Hiroshi Iwata. Well, count that up. That makes it 9 players tied at 4 under. Surely someone's going to catch Seng Yong Kim by the end of play today. That's 3 on the bounce for Hiroshi Iwata. Yubin Zhang to get back to 4 under. That was a positive stroke, perhaps a bit too positive there for Yubin. So, follow that one if you can. Garam John knows exactly what this putt does. Iwata was on pretty much the exact same line as he was. Not to be for John. A little bit racy with that birdie putt. Now Zhang for par. Okay, well done. Part of the Asian Games gold medal winning quartet last year in Hangzhou, alongside Siwoo Kim, Sung Jae-im, and Woo Young Cho. Huge victory for them because it got all 4 members of that squad exempt from the mandatory 2-year military service that all South Korean males have to fulfill. Just focus on playing golf, and well, Higa played a fine shot there, just unable to get it to hold in that little section of the green. Now Hong Taek only hit iron off the tee, but got it down there a pretty long way. Just 110 left. Yeah, nicely controlled shot there from the Maekyong Open champion. First win as a professional came 6 years ago at the Busan Open. Jungwon Lee, just a little bit left of this pin, trying to use the contours of the green to get it into that little pocket of the green. Just a little deep, and like Higa, that's going to release on pass, but a little bit longer than the Japanese player. Just looked a little untidy by his lofty standards with his iron plate here on Thursday. Up to the tee at the 13th and Yunchun Park. Imagine this is a 7-iron, maybe even an 8-iron. wide, but done. Good distance control there from Park. To the hard-charging Hiroshi Iwata. Got driver out on 12th tee. Just keep it inside the right edge of that fairway bunker you can see in the distance. So he's been on a bit of a downward slide since he made the turn, Hirata. Asking for that to get down, and get down it just about does. Okay, that's actually a pretty makeable chip from where that's come to rest. That's 12, and Yang also going with driver. Just through the back. Got to play this with loft and look well out to the right. Would he catch that just a little heavy, I wonder? It's trying to ride that slope, but Jungwon Lee having all sorts of problems here at the par 4. Yet to miss a fairway today, Karam Jeon. Once again, the curse of the commentator, because that is well left. That looks like it's sitting up all right. Could just be a bit of an awkward hanging lie. Baekjun unable to get it all the way up to that plateau where the pin is today. Now Higa for birdie. Not one you can really attack, being downhill most of the way. Yeah, gave it plenty of respect. Good pace on that. Year-old from Okinawa. Stay level par as Hongtaek Kim seeks to join the party at 4 under. He's just looked a little bit low there for Hongtaek. Lengthy par-saving putt upcoming for Lee at 12. That one's not stone dead yet. This can get a little bit fiddly for Nabetani, but he's been a wizard with the wedge thus far. That one's come out a little bit slow. Nabetani. of a little rise for Yinshin Park and working from right to left. This birdie putt at 13. Pretty nicely judged for pace. Drop shot there for Jungwon Lee. 5 top 10s and 6 top 15s through 9 starts this season for the 32-year-old. So I said this was makeable. Only if you hit it hard enough, Kensei. Certainly was on a nice line, but he'll stop the rot of bogeys with a par at the par 3 13th. Jump Park, got to give this a full-blooded whack up that steep slope. All things considered, pretty well-judged putt. Horikawa, could he start to string them together? Birdie putt here at 13 for the 31-year-old from Kanagawa. Does have 4 wins on the Japanese tour, but none since November 2022. Iwata, 2nd to 12. We've seen a couple of players get close. Had on a nice line, just a half a club short there for Hiroshi. Nice level lie here for Yang. It looks like he might have pulled that ever so slightly. It's going to miss the slope. Ooh, and that could be some fun and games. But hang on a minute. It's trying to take the slope. It's just taking the wrong one. So this can get awkward. Ball well below his feet. Just got to judge this line. It's going to come out dead. Is it going to come out hot? Uh-oh. Is that a flyer for Garam John? I think it was. And that is all kinds of trouble there for the KPGA champion. Yubin. A 4th shot now at 14. Goodness me, he must have had some adventures here at the par 4, but oh, what a par for Yubin Zhang. No pictures on the scorecard. It's just going to say 4 at the 14th. So, wow, 9 players within 1 of Seng Yong Kim, who continues to lead the way here on Thursday at the Hanabank Invitational. well through the back of 12 green went John's second shot. And, he's going to ping-pong it around this green because that's now off the other side. And what was so easy last week at A1CC, he is finding a little challenging on this back nine. Now Higa at 13. Four wins back in 2022 en route to Player of the Year on the Japanese Tour. Winless in 2023. Oh, that's more like it from Kazuki Higa. Sugoi. Yeah, just that one top 10 I was talking about this year in Ibaraki. Now Iwata. Slightly easier shot than the one that Nam Chun Cheon just had. He's pitching uphill. Use that bank. Oh, it sticks up on the top, and I don't think he can believe it either. Good experience bag man there for Iwata. Yoshi has looped for the likes of the bashful Prince Ryo Ishikawa on several occasions. Now, Jungwon Lee to get back in the right direction after his bogey at the 12th. This is tee shot at 13. Fourth shot for John at 12. Check in with Chanwoo Kim, who's up at the 15th. Pinned at 8 in the front portion of the green, just 15 from the front edge. Leaves that one short of the front edge. Yeah, I just want to get this one over the crest for Jiho Yang. Slope and gravity, you're going to do the rest. Not on a bad line, not a bad line at all. Just short in the jaws. Putt now for Iwata to stay in that logjam at 4 under. Well, that's a pure roll. That was looking in all the way for Hiroshi Iwata. I was working off a run of 3 straight birdies, but that par is going to feel just as good for the 43-year-old 6-time winner. Now up to Yunshin Park's second shot at the 14th. Gets it all the way onto the back tier of this green. Good shot. So to drop only one at 12. Nam Chun. Okay. Slides back to even. Jungwon. Slow putt up and over this little spine, working from right to left. Easy, easy. Okay. Nabetani, who did hole his putt for par at 15, now is second to 16. That'll take the correct slope and funnel down to about 15 feet. Higa to get himself into red figures. Yeah, well done. Good putt. Finally, Kazuki Higa into red figures this week in South Korea. Thick-looking line, the left rough for Baejong Park at 16. He's only got 71 meters to go. Oh dear, through the back, and well, that's going to be a test of his short game skills. Everything sloping away from him once that ball pitches on the green. Now Hong Tae Kim flirted with trouble at 12, not taking a drop off the cart path. The angle's actually not bad from there. You can fire it into the slope. Is that going to bank around? It's going to try. Well, I suppose if you gave him that putt for birdie with his tee shot in the air, he would have been glad. Now, Sung Pil Yoon. First look at him this week. Got his first victory a couple of months back on the KPGA Tour. It was a wonderful week for him at the Pro Me Open, the season opener. 6 years for a first title as a professional, and it was well worth the wait. Now, Iwata, certainly the man with the hot hand in our featured group. Tee shot at the par 3 13th. Plays a little shorter than 184, being downhill. It's going to come up short for Iwata. It's at least a club shy. Ji-ho looks like a 7-9, perhaps an 8. I love that tempo. It's just so effortless, unhurried. I love that shot too. Brilliant from Ji-ho. It's been pretty impressive statistically from Karam John thus far on Thursday, but that score not reflecting it at even par. Lovely shot from the South Korean. So a couple of good looks there for Yang and John. So Yunchen Park, this left to right downhiller for birdie at 14. Jung Woo Ham still at 3 over par, still seeking a birdie. Well, second birdie of the day, I should say. His tee shot here at 14 going with driver. So swoops around from right to left. Looks like he's just trying to bump this one into the fringe, Beijing Park. Have the thick, sticky fringe take some of the steam off it. Yeah, crafty shot by Park. Well done. 38 years of age now, Beijing Park. He's been around for a while. Now, Han Byul Kim for a second birdie of the day. Great try. Sang Pil, birdie putt at 16 to take him to 2 under. Just a little firm. Now Hong Taek got away with a squirrely tee shot. He could get away with a birdie here. Look at this for Hong Taek Kim. Well, with that tee ball in the air, he was thinking this could be a bogey or a double, but he's going to walk off with a 3. Wow, how about that? He has had a wonderful start to 2024, and it just keeps getting better for the king of the screens. Now, Nabitani for birdie at 16. Like Sang Pil, ball just refuses to take a left turn as it gets to the cup. Yubin Chang chipped in for par back at 14. It's going to be an up and down par there at 15. So this one's going to be a little bit slow to start for Iwata, then should flatten out in the last 15 feet. All about pace when you're putting from this range. Can't expect to make too many of these in the course of a round. And pace is pretty good. Jungwon, middle of the fairway, opportunity to attack. Coming uphill into the 14th, only 138 left. That pins all the way on the back step. Fluid pin high, just unable to get any sort of grab on it. Now, John on 13. Can he bounce back after that drop shot at 12? Well, he didn't look like he loved it off the putter face, but he'll find the bottom of the cup nonetheless. Take it. They're going to make him. So Higa just in the left rough on 14. This way, this green is angled. It's a little bit shallower from this spot. Got to play for some run, and he's judged that well. He's judged that very well indeed, but it's still going to tumble off the back edge. So Jiho. Just a left edge putt, you feel? No, just pushed it. So he looked like he was aiming that one left edge, but it started sort of towards the middle of the cup. So unable to capitalize on that fine tee shot. He'll have to be content to stay at 2 under. Jung Woo. Both his playing partners have gone long. And he's going to make it a hat trick of balls past the pin at 14. We're seeing plenty of birdies and plenty of fine shots, but there is still nobody who's caught Sing Yong Kim here on day 1 of the Hanabank Invitational. Just opting for a 3-wood off the 14th tee. Garam John. Jung-woo. This is the right play. It's coming downhill, but with the wedge, you just get a little bit of check on that first or second bounce, which helps control and run out of that ball, although he somehow has managed to undercook that one. These greens don't look as quick as they appear to be on television. See a lot of balls pull up short, a couple players misjudging chip shots around the greens. Yang also with 3-wood back down on the tee box. To fly this a little bit further on than Ham did. Oh, delightful from Jung-won Lee. Close, but no cigar. Gonna be a pretty easy tap in for par. To the penultimate hole in Baejung Park. It's a kidney-shaped green, this one. Probably the shallowest on the golf course, only 30 paces deep. Pins on the left-hand side today. That one is going to try and sweep around. Is it going to come back? Not quite. And a little unlucky, rolls up against the collar of rough through the back of the green. Higa. Little chasing chip shot technique there. He expected to make that. You could see the reaction. That's how good his short game is. It's so hard coming off a season like he did in 2022. The weight of expectation. You've just come so accustomed to winning, and then when it starts to become difficult again, sometimes you start to press too hard. And he's been very open about that, saying he's just tried to replicate what was a lightning in the bottle kind of season back in 2022. Now Hong Taek. Just leaks it out a little right. Park, downhill lie ball below his feet, trying to get to a left pin. Not an easy assignment. Well, not an easy assignment in most cases, because that is a sparkling approach for Eunsin Park. Last win came at the Korean match play back in 2022. Look at that very congested situation developing at 4 under par. 11 players now within one of Seung-yeong Kim. I've never seen the like of it. That's only day one. So Iwata, one of those 11 players at 4 under. Can we finally see someone move alongside Seung-yeong? That is another excellent approach from Hiroshi Iwata. Up to 15, and Higa with a 3-wood. So this hole just meanders from left to right from this elevated tee. You don't really need driver. Get a little bit of extra distance, even with a 3-wood. Just trying to fly it into that slope between the second and third tier of this green. Just have it sort of hop over it. Seen a few players pitch it on that back level and it just doesn't grab. Or you can carom it off the right bank and have it funnel down that way. I don't think he meant to play that shot, but Nam Chun will certainly take that result. Jung-won. And with driver here. It's a club that gave him issues in the past. Tends to occasionally lose one to the left. Case in point right there. That's not going to be fun. Trying to get to that left pin from the left rough. Jiho Yang. Just want to start this right at that TV tower. Pitch it maybe about 15 feet short. And that one took off right. It's going to work around. Is it going to stay on that level? Oh, yes, it will. Fine shot there from Jiho. Jong. Well back in the stance, is trying to stub and run this through the fringe. A low scuttler. Good technique there. Nicely played shot. First look of the afternoon at Yuta Kinoshita. Trying to get his total into red figures at 16. Well done. That's the old putt there for Kinoshita. For the second time in this back nine, it's just going to be a little kick-in for Unshin Park. Another birdie for Park. He gets himself to 3 under. 5 of the day. It's a trick you can think about making if you're Taichi Nabitani. Just throw it out a little left. Did everything but go in. Great try. Slow putt up this rise. It's pin on 13, cut on the highest point of this par 3 green. And he'll happily take 2 putts from that spot. Well done. Currently leads the money list and the Genesis points list. Good to see you some fabulous golfing thus far in 2024. Winner at the Maekyong Open, Namseol Country Club back in May, and a runner-up last week to Garam John at the KPGA Championship. The man who left A1CC with the goods and a 3rd tour title was this fella. He's got an opportunity to start stringing them together. This for another birdie. Just look a little shaggy. They look pure on TV, but just as it gets up to the cup, it seems to really pull up quickly. But these boys are professionals. They'll adjust as the week goes on, as will the maintenance crew, I'm sure. No player has ever successfully defended this great championship. 12th playing of the Hanabank Invitational. The 6th year it's been called the Hanabank Invitational. It was previously known as the Korea China Tour KEB Invitational Championship. Again, Higa coming up a club short into 15. Now to tie the lead, Iwata at the 14th. Oh, goodness me. Is there a force field around Seng-Hyung Kim, I wonder? They have come at him. They have tried. And no one has been able to catch Seng-Hyung at 5 under. Just looked like that stroke lacked a little confidence and authority from Iwata. So... very awkward, especially if you're as tall as Jung-Wan Lee, just over 185 centimeters tall. Really awkward stance here. The heavy rough as well. Could see him just trying to release that club hit, trying to stop that ball from wandering off to the right, and I certainly hope that wasn't plugged in that front trap, because that was coming in from some great altitude. If he can somehow find 3 birdies in his last 4 holes and carve out an even par round of 72, I think Chung-Woo Ham will be pretty buoyed by that going into tomorrow morning. That's not exactly what you would call a good birdie opportunity. Like Higa will have to be putting from the front portion of this green. Nam Chun Cheon, south of the city of Chuncheon. We're about 100 kilometers east of the capital Seoul, and it's still Seng-Hyung Kim who sits atop the bunch at 5 under par. John going with driver at 15. Got to thread the needle here. Find the right half of the fairway if you can. Left nothing behind with that swing. And it's just going to creep on the right half. That is in perfect position now at this 404-yard par 4. Up on the green. Can't tell from this camera angle if that's buried or not for Jungwon Lee, but regardless, it's a tough shot here. Pins up on that little ledge. He's played that very well. It wasn't plugged, came out nicely, and at least he'll be putting back uphill for par. Will be seething after letting that golden opportunity slide by at 14. He's also going with the big stick, a little bit further left than John. Slide a little cut with the shape of the hole. Green Higa, really slow for the first 2/3. Then once it crests that ridge, it'll start to gather pace, making its way to the cup. Another great try. Chiho. Love to follow his two playing partners down the fairway. Quick pickup of the tee. Normally going to be a positive sign of a well-struck tee shot, and indeed it is. Jung-woo. Over for the veteran. A good try, but again the hunt for a second birdie of the day goes on. Those two doubles in the front nine really proving quite costly for the ever popular Ham. Look at that, 11 players tied for second. Bin Jiang was in that group for most of the back nine before a bogey at 12. He hasn't been able to pick up a birdie since. So aggressive through the ball, this 21-year-old. Just going to trundle through the back of the green at 17. Jungwon for par. Can give this one a bit of pace coming back uphill. Okay. Took the adventurous route on this par 4, but it's going to be a 4 for Iron Man. Yoshida, who's finishing up on the front side of the golf course. Second shot into the 7th. Oh, what a shot it is. This is going to tumble up greenside. That's an excellent shot there from Yoshida. Hong Tik back on the 14th. keeping your eyes on our little mini leaderboard on the right-hand side of your screen, you would just see the name of the evergreen In Chun Hwang up at 5 under par alongside Sing Yong Kim. So finally, parity at the top of the leaderboard. Incheon Park. Set a couple of dazzlers already today with the short clubs. Easy, easy. Okay. Be good. So, Iwata. Bit of a hanging lie for him off a slight upslope as well. Looked a little left, and well, it's a little long as well. John, flattest of the three lies coming into 15. Maybe in between clubs there, just opted for the shorter one. When you try and hit a shot harder, tend to put a little bit more backspin on it. So that one funnel back towards the front edge. Taiki Yoshida. Interesting practice swings. Is he trying to belly this wedge, I wonder? It's just a little flick and run. I wouldn't say that was the most committed effort at a chip shot, but it should be a three-way tie for the lead in just a couple of moments' time. Sing Yong Kim, Incheon Hwang, and Taiki Yoshida now lead the pack at the Hanabank Invitational. Very good day at the office for Yoshida. Still 2 holes to play. Incheon Park take a step closer to the trio at the top. Such a short broomstick putter. Can almost be mistaken for a long counterbalance putter. Hong Taek, proponent of the arm lock putting method. So many different ways to putt these days. You almost lose track. But all counts for nothing if you don't get it to the hole. That was lacking a little oomph from Hong Taek. Taichi Nabetani up at the final hole, the par 5 18th. Blink and you'll miss it. It's a 4-way tie for the lead. Kyung Nam Park has just birdied the par 4 12th to move up to 5 under as well. John trying to fire a chip into the bank with a bit of check. Shuffle of leaders, the name of Yu Bin Chang has been conspicuously absent over the last hour and a half. And that's just a little clumsy. Tried to too much with that. It was not an overly complicated shot. Just blame that a little bit of youth and inexperience. It's not always about the flashy flop shot. That'll get the job done. Hong Taek called out beautifully for par in the back nine at Nam Seol en route to his victory. But he'll suffer a 3-putt bogey at 14. Tumble him back alongside Jang at 3 under, who's got some par saving to do of his own, up on 17. Oh yes, nicely holed, Yubin Jang. Tidies up that little mess nicely. Outside chance for birdie at the 15th. Sangpil laid up for his second, now playing 3 into the 18th. Incidentally, his good friend and practice round buddy, Seung-Taek Lee, nearly won the title the Founders Cup the week after Sangpil broke into the winner's circle, ultimately succumbing in a playoff to the red-hot Guntaek Go. Now John for par at 15. Ugh. Yucky, yucky. Sloppy 5 of the KPGA champion. Down to 17 in Unshin Park. Seen a lot of players through the back of this par 3 today. Good if it just slows down a little. That's going to funnel off the back too for Park. No harm done. Better off missing it long to that pin than you would be short. Jiho. So try and bump this one through the fringe, or does he try and pitch it onto the green with a bit of check? Caught in between two minds there, the defending champion. Just joining us, well, congested, certainly the way to describe the first couple of pages of the leaderboard. It's 4 tied at 5 under par. And you've got 31 players within 3 shots of your 4 leaders. Par-saving putt for Jiho Yang. All you can do is toss in a wry smile every now and then. This game will frustrate even the best. So Higa, safe tee shot on 16. It's another one of those funnel pins if you can get your yardage right. Oh, down you come. This is beautiful. This could go in. This could go in. Oh! Kazuki Higa, you've just holed out for a 2. Well, like I said, he's not the tallest man out there. He also come uphill, but playing partner Jung Woo Ham just confirming that, yes, indeed, Kazuki Higa has an eagle 2, and he's going to vault himself up to 3 under par. So, can you do it too, Jungwon Lee? Higher than he goes. With a little bit more spin as well. Not a bad shot at all. Just pales in comparison to that of his playing partner, who has leapfrogged him to 3 under. Jungwoo, don't expect to see too much zip on this one. Coming out of that thick rough. He's going to have to play for some release, you feel. To hoist that one up in the air, have it come down soft, and oh, watch this one. Watch this one for Jung Woo Ham. A very clever shot indeed from last year's Genesis points winner. Yeah, Hong Taek at 15. With the driver off the tee, so just a little flick wedge into this par 4. Nicely controlled indeed for Kim. The ageless In Chun Hwang, 2-time winner of the Hanabank Invitational. 49-year-old has a share of the lead alongside Kyungnam Park, Taiki Yoshida and Seng Young Kim, who has been affixed at the top of that leaderboard since he completed his round of 66 earlier this morning. Well, why don't we have a look at this picturesque par 4 16, 349 meters long, but you do tee off from well above the fairway. That nest of bunkers really doesn't come into play, or shouldn't come into play for these professionals. This fairway does sort of angle from left to right, but it also cambers from the left-hand side. You play to this elevated green, but as we saw from Kazuki Higa a couple of moments ago, this pin just itching to be attacked in that middle tier of this 3-tiered green. You've got some options. Throw it in that slope long, try and use the contours to your advantage and give yourself a good look at a birdie, or in Higa's case, an eagle 2. So with the elevated tee, you see a lot of players opting for less than driver. After that great escape at 15. I said a lot of players were leaning away from driver. I wonder if that bogey on 15 has anything to do with this club selection, because it's an awfully tight landing area for Garam John with this club. found it. Kazuki, here you go. Not sure why you've got the putter out. Just pick it out of the bottom of the cup, why don't you? Have another look at this shot. It's just so good. And he is on song with these wedges. He knew he had some room long. There you go. Early candidate for one of the shots of the day. Can't take anything away from Richard T. Lee's hole-in-one earlier on this morning on the 6th hole, but well, that eagle from Kazuki Higa on 16 is going to come awfully close. Only the best shot of the afternoon session. Leader on the front side. Yoshida. Second into 8. Just perched on the precipice of that slope. 2 yards to the right, that one could have easily fed down tight. Jungwon Lee. Birdie putt. Should just creep a little from left to right. Just lacked a little pace. He's had to be very patient today, Jung-Woo Ham. You need to be positive with the speed. He saw how much Jungwon's putt just dove away to the right at the end. Got to start this left edge of the cup. Finally, Jung-Woo Ham has another birdie. That's one in a row. Takes him back to 2 over. Hong-Taek Kim back on 15 for the bounce back birdie. Should creep from left to right. Stay up, stay up. Oh dear, that stayed up too much. I apologize, Hong-Taek. I'll never speak to your golf ball again. So I thought that was going to rake away right, and it just held its line. Now, long par putt awaits Beijing Park at 18. Unfortunately, it's a bogey on the last for the well-travelled journeyman. He's never won on the KPGA Tour. He's never won on the Srixon Tour, but he's still battling away. Never kept his card at the end of a season on the KPGA Tour. It's had many trips to Q School. It'll be an opening round of 70. Now Higa on 17. Sounded like that might have been a little bit thin, low off the face. Hangs that out wide right, and he's going to be on the green, but unfortunately for Kazuki Higa, that's not exactly where the band is playing. Look at the putt he's left himself now, right across that hump in the middle of this par 3 green. So, Sang Pil Yoon currently tied with his dear friend Seung-Taek Lee, who carded a 71 this morning. This to best Seung-Taek by 1. Nice birdie and a nice way to end for Sang Pil. Bogeyed his opening hole, but has been perfect since. That's a round of 2 under par 70 for Yoon. So, how are you like that? You finally make a birdie, you don't have the honour because your playing partners hold out for an eagle too. not going to bother Jung Woo Han because he manages to stick this one close. Easy. Seen that so many times today. Just tumbles through the green, and that looks like a pretty poor lie for Ham. Company size up their approach shots into this 16th. Somewhere in between the right edge of the TV tower and the flag stick. It'll worm its way down the slope nicely for Hiroshi Iwata. He's been in such fine control of his golf ball today. We have a new solo leader. Kyungnam Park's just made it back-to-back birdies. He now leads by 1 at 6 under par through 13 holes. Say, this is probably the last really good birdie opportunities the players are going to get on this back 9 today. Straight over the stick on 16 for Yang. Taki Yoshida to move alongside Park at 6 under. Slippery one down the slope. Burns the edge. A great try indeed for Taki Yoshida. Driver off the tee. It's going to be coming with a little bit less spin from 58 meters. Let's try to play a sort of soft floater. Oh, rip that back with a ton of spin. Nam Chun very much does things his own way. And he's going to have what I think is the longest of the 3 birdie putts in this group. That's 16. Chan-Woo Kim got home in 2 at this par 5 18th, but he's back at even par now after a drop shot. This is an eagle opportunity for the big man. Lost it a little low, but a simple 2-putt birdie is going to be good enough to see him into second round action at 1 under par. Let it slip a little on the back 9, but he'll end his day with a birdie 4. Still a reason to smile there, Chan-Woo. 71, not a bad start. But with 3 birdies in a row, Kyungnam Park has hit the summit of the leaderboard at 6 under par. Still there's plenty of golf left to play, but yes, Nam Chun, this birdie putt at the 16th. It's got to be struck firmly or this is going to dive off to the right very quick. Nope. There it is. gamble does not pay off for John. Go back to 18 and hopefully a birdie for Yuta Kinoshita. Yeah, that's a 70 to start his week in South Korea. Putt optically for a right-handed golfer. Putt that breaks to the left. Yeah, very nicely holed. Closed with a round of 66 last year to claim the title. It's currently 3 under par and bogey-free for his opening round in 2024. So, not an easy putt for Kazuki Higa. He's got to contend with that hump that splits the middle of this 17th green. It's going to get really racy from this point onwards. Steady on, steady on. From almost 100 feet away. That's not a bad effort at all. Iwata. Still has to be an outside right edge putt for Hiroshi. Yeah, converts this time. Nice birdie there for Hiroshi Iwata. He'll move into the group at 5 under within 1 of Gyeongnam Park. Ball sitting down in a bird's nest. Got to have good acceleration here. Just came out slow on him. It's so hard to trust that you have to hit it a lot harder, especially when you just see that slope past the pin that funnels everything towards the front edge of the green. So under pressure to consolidate that birdie on 16 with a par at 17. Back out to the front 9. Second shot into the 9th for Yoshida. Up the steep slope to this elevated green with a pin on the left. That's a fabulous shot from Taiki Yoshida. So he'll have a putt to card around a 64. Or 65, excuse me. Couldn't believe that ball didn't take the slope and feed down to the pin, Jung-Won Lee. As a result, this is for birdie. A bit longer than he would have deserved. It was a well-struck tee shot, but it's just a par. Let's hope it's not a case of one step forward, one step back for Ham. Oh, just enough on it. Thanks his lucky stars. That's a par 3. Hong Taek just in that right rough on 16, so it limits the amount of control he can get on this. It's going to allow for some release or trying to use that backstop. Oof. Use the wrong slope there, Hong Taek. Now that is going to be a slow putt. There's been some moving and shaking on the first page of the leaderboard, but unfortunately for the 2022 Maekyeong Open champion, it's been a day that he'd much rather forget. Chan Min-jung, 13 over par playing the last. wins last year for Jung. It's been a rather forgettable 2024 thus far. Now Chang, greenside bunker into at this closing hole. Pretty straightforward bunker shots, just a long one, so maybe a gap wedge here. Let's play it like a regular splash and run. Wonderfully played from Yubin.
Okay. Yep, thanks.
So up to 17T and Hiroshi Iwata. So you can land this about 15 feet short, a little bit right of the pin. You can try and use that slope, but everyone just pitches it too deep into this green and it kicks through into the back rough. But Iwata is going to find the section that Kazuki Higa putted from a little bit earlier on. Higa did hold out for his par, so he stayed at 3 under. Chanmin very much like to see the end of this round as quickly as possible. Consolation birdie for Chan Min Jung at the 18th. Goodness me, look at that scorecard. An 11 at the 10th and a 12 at the 11th. Yikes. Jiho, see if that birdie's put a little bounce back in his step. Not bad, certainly had it on a very nice line. So Yubin Zhang post around at 67. Yeah, nice sandy birdie on the 18th, and that's a positive way to end the back 9 for Yubin Zhang. 67 leaves him at 4 under and inside the top 10 going into tomorrow's second round. He'll have the easier of the conditions in the morning wave tomorrow, as will Garam John. I'd very much like to put a couple of good swings on it coming home. Trying to post an under par opening round. Scoring pace has been excellent here at Nam Chun Cheon. KPG Tour is going to roll along next week to the Korean Open at Ujong Hills, where Sung Soo Han, Steve Han, will be the defending champion in the co-sanctioned event with the Asian Tour. But at the moment, it's Kyungnam Park who leads at the Hanabank Invitational by 1 over a quartet of chasers at 5 under par. Oh, that's just cruel for Taiki Yoshida. A whisker away from a 65. But the 66 will have to do for Taiki. Blemish-free opening round to start his week in Chun Cheon. Kensei Hirata, who's tumbled all the way back down to even par, having a lash at this at the closing hole. Oh, that's an excellent shot. Will it hold the green? It's got to settle. It's got to settle. Oh, that is fabulous from Hirata. So this is going to take a pretty big swing for Hong-Taek Kim to clear this slope. Job's not done yet on 16 for Kim. Higa at the last. Not going to get home in 2, so just opting for position and safety with a 3-wood. Hanbyol. Has that got the pace? Yes, it does. He's had to be patient, old Hanbyol Kim. And it's a second birdie of Thursday. Ticklish slider for Hong-Taek Kim's par at 16. Ooh, gave it the early walk, and that's what happens when you don't hit the right section of these greens. 3 putts, they're just a blink away. John 1. Driver.
Okay.
Ancient Park. Up to here, 60 meters left. Trying to throw it past the pin with spin. Use that slope. Okay, pretty tidy. Outside chance for Iwata to tie the lead, but I think he'll be happy with a 2-putt. So races on down towards that cup. Great touch. You don't win 6 times on the Japanese tour if you can't putt. It's just a simple truth. That or any professional tour, really. Such an important part of the game, and so easy for weekend golfers and amateurs to shave shots off their scorecards. You just work to spend a little bit more time working on your putting instead of trying to hit the ball further. Yes, it helps, but ultimately, like the old adage goes, drive for show, putt for dough. This camera angle really gives you an idea of how much slope there is in the middle of the green at 17. This would be a nice way to end a frustrating trek around the back nine for Kensei Hirata. Just stays high. Just got to get this about, hit it hard enough to travel about 8 feet, and then the slope's going to do the rest of the work for Ji Ho Yang. Cast iron 3. Keep the defending champion at 3 under. Yunshin Park for a closing birdie. Yes, sir. It's around a 67 for the match play champion of 2 years ago. He's playing from Yunshin Park. No shortage of birdies out there for Yunshin. Thought he was really going to kick off after putting together a couple of birdies, Kensei Hirata, but a couple of loose shots, a couple of 3 putts, but a round of 70. At 1 under, but that's only good enough for a share of 40th, which has been the excellent golf on display at Nam Chun Cheon this Thursday. John to stay at even par. He's missed a couple of short ones today, Garam John. The 49-year-old In Chun Huang. The only man who's won this championship twice. "14 years ago. 2010. But he's going to have that to get to 6 under par. What a player he is. Now for par at 17, Iwata. Keep his card tidy. That's a good 2-putt for Hiroshi Iwata. Higa. Every professional has a favorite yardage to try and attack a pin from. I wonder what Higa's is. Hanbyo on the penultimate hole. He's only missed 1 green today. 2020 Shinhan Donghae Open champion. Watch this. This is how you draw it up into 17. That is the best tee shot we have seen by a long shot into this par 3. Jongwon, driver off the tee. 62 left. This is him going for the green. It's going to be a big thwack with a 3-iron. Surely just a layup. With a couple of drop shots, now finds himself back at 2 under par. I don't think that was a poor club. I think that was just a poor swing from Hong Taek. A little heavy. Comes up well short of the green at 17. Now up to 18 and Iwata's tee shot. Even though he's 43 years old, still gives it a good poke out there. Hiroshi Iwata. Jiho. Gave that one the full business. Gets a friendly kick off the downslope as well. Okay, if it's your favorite yardage into the green, this is not the kind of lie or stance you'd like for your third shot into a par 5. Trying to elevate this one, try and stop it with trajectory. And he's done a fabulous job of doing just that. What a shot from Kazuki Higa. One. Should expect a good amount of spin on this. This full lob wedge from 76 with a backstop available for usage if he wants to toss this one past the flag. Oof, scared the cup. Should come back a little bit. Oh, it's unlucky. Just sticks on the backstop. So, Ham off a slight upslope. Good shot. Now, In Chun Hwang for a round of 65. Set it up with a fine approach, but couldn't get that to drop. Still taking nothing away from the fact that the 49-year-old is hanging with the best on the Korean and Japanese tours in one of the biggest events of the year in South Korea. It's around a 66 for the two-time champion here at the Hanabank Invitational. Slippery one for birdie at 18. Pours it in, and well, he really deserved that. Had some good shots on this backside. Didn't go rewarded, but he'll end his day with a birdie 4 in a round of 68. Come on, Jung-woo. Roll this one in. Post a low one in easier conditions tomorrow morning, and let's get back in this championship. Oh, well done, Jung-woo Ham. There's always a little extra pressure when you're playing in your main sponsor's signature event, but he has risen to the occasion with a great finish there. Birdies at 16 and 18. Gets it back to 1 over par. Now, Garam John not going to stick around. This is second from back down in the fairway. Uh-oh. That's left. Oh, Karam's off the rock wall and spits back into play. So a good break for Garam John, who's been in a bit of a tailspin over the last hour. He has remained very patient today. Picked up that birdie and then hold out for eagle at 16. And he is going to birdie 18, and all of a sudden Kazuki Higa gets in the clubhouse with a round of 67. That is some fabulous golfing from Kazuki Higa to end his opening round. Quality stuff to end that winless drought here in South Korea. Now, Jiho waiting for the green to clear. He thinks he can get there. Just a little left. It's going to catch that greenside bunker, and that could be a bit of an awkward one. So that middle long distance bunker shot. Go back to Hong Taek Kim. Well off the mark at 17.
강하게 다 맞았으면 컸을 것 같아. 네.
Iwata. Longest of the 3 tee shots. Doesn't like this. It's okay though, no harm done. Par putt for Hong Taek Kim. Very much like Garam John, he's been slipping down the leaderboard on this back nine with a couple of very costly bogeys. And that's going to be 4 a bogey at 17. At one point within 1 of the lead. Even if he rolls that one in, he's going to be 5 back. Now here is John. A lot of sand to come over, this cavernous bunker left of the 18th green. It's got a little bit of room to work with between the edge of that trap and the pin, so not as difficult a shot as it could be. That's nicely played. Hanbyo for a rare birdie at 17. Nicely done, Hanbyo Kim. So options are plenty for Hiroshi Iwata. Do you want to play a low bump and run? Do you want to putt it? Do you want to try and fly it up to that ledge with a bit of spin? Looks like it's option 3 for Iwata. Plays like a standard 35-yard pitch. One hop and a bit of check. Pretty nicely judged. Hong Taek to drop just 1 shot at the par 3. third bogey and a 4-hole stretch for Hong Taek Kim. Slips him back to 1 under. Gio looks like he might actually be in the rough outside of the bunker, which does make the shot a little bit easier. A lot of grass between club face and ball, have to allow for some release. Slightly underplayed, but still a reasonable look at birdie. Much like Kazuki Higa, he's just stayed patient. He's a quality golfer and he believes it now after those 2 wins in 2023. First of which coming here at the Hanabank Invitational. Well, not at Nam Chun Cheon. He won his title at the Chiba Isumi Golf Club. John, last week's winner at A1CC, finish with a birdie to end what's been a pretty topsy-turvy day at the office. Tries to move hard to the right as it loses pace around the cup. So a frustrating end to this opening round for the 28-year-old Galam John. Stumbles home in 2 over par after being clean through 9 holes. The cut last week at A1CC. Hasn't finished inside the top 20 so far this season, Jiho Yang. Got a lovely birdie to close a round of 67, and your defending champion with a blemish-free opening round sees himself in a share of 6th going into Friday. Another top 10 and 3 missed cuts this year. Hiroshi Iwata has an opportunity to end Thursday tied for the lead. And a lovely up and down, a good finish, a clean scorecard. Hiroshi Iwata will see his name to the top of the leaderboard as the curtain falls here in the opening round of the Hanabank Invitational. Very solid stuff from the 43-year-old Iwata, seeking a second wind of the years. We look back on the highlights of this opening day's action here at Nam Chun Cheon. We'll start with the prodigiously talented Yubin Jang, getting his birdie party started at the 6th. Little did we know it was a sign of things to come for Yubin. Go on to add another at the 7th, and then this at the 8th for 3 in a row. And on the very same hole, Yunshin Park wheeled that unconventional putting style to good use. Birdie there for Park, taking him into red figures. Yubin Zhang, colossal tee shot at the 9th. He leads the KPGA Tour in driving distance this season. He took full advantage. Excellent wedge, 3 birdies in a row to end his front 9. And then at the 10th, it was the winless journeyman, Bae-jong Park, who found a birdie from off the edge of the green. While that was happening, Chinese representative this week, Wo Cheng-ye, took a little victory lap, but in it went for a birdie. And the defending champion, Ji-ho Yang, whose best finish this year has been a tie for 25th. Starting to make some early birdies. That was a second in a 3-hole run, taking him to 2 under. And the backside, look at this putt for Kensei Hirata, the reigning Japan PGA champion. Taking him to 3 under par early. On the very same hole, Jungwon Lee, still winless despite 5 top 3 finishes this year. Birdie there as well for Lee to take him to 3 under. And then Hinshin Park. How about this for a dart at 12? Using the slope to absolute perfection en route to the easiest of birdie 3s. And Hiroshi Owata from underneath the hole at 11. Track that straight into the bottom of the jar to take him to 4 under. Kazuki Higa just treading water. 12 straight pars to start his opening round before this tee shot at 13. That would yield a birdie 2 for the former Shinhan Donghae Open champion. And the reigning Maekyong Open champion, Hong Taek Kim. 2 under on his front 9, got it to 3 under with that birdie at 10. And he would go on to collect another at the 12th. Then at 15, Hinshin Park, you thought the shot into 12 was good. How about this one into 15? Downhill lie ball below his feet to a tucked left pin. Just put me down for another 3. Plenty of Japanese names slowly creeping up the leaderboard. Yuta Kinoshita's was inching its way closer to the top with that birdie at 16. Jungwon Lee. This was a great par-saving putt at the 15th after finding the greenside bunker with his second shot. And at 7, 2 great hits from Taiki Yoshida left him this for an eagle. Wasn't the most committed effort, but a simple up and down birdie would move him into a share of the lead with Seng-Yong Kim and In-chun Hwang at that point. Safe to say, this is the shot of the afternoon. Kazuki Higa from the left edge of the fairway on 16. Absolutely perfect. An eagle too that saw the name of Kazuki Higa go rocketing up the leaderboard. Not that he knew that that one went in. The 18th, the Pro Me Open champion, Sang Pil Yoon, would end his opening round with a birdie in a round of 69. It was a pretty tidy shot from Higa's countryman Iwata into 16 as well. Beautifully controlled. Such an accessible pin on this par 4, and these players were certainly taking advantage. Ji-ho Yang had to hole a little bit longer birdie putt than Iwata, but hole it he did. 18, Yubin Zhang, green side trap into, splashed out to here, around the 67 for the Asian Games gold medalist. Be a round of 68 for Jungwon Lee, who rolled this lovely putt in for a final birdie of the day. There was also a birdie to be found for Kazuki Higa, who played his last 6 holes in 4 under par. Post a round of 67. There would be parity at the top of the leaderboard, courtesy of this 6th and final birdie of the day for Hiroshi Iwata. A 65 leaves the 6-time JGTO champion in a share atop the leaderboard alongside Kyungnam Park as we end our coverage here on day 1 of the Hanabank Invitational. Join us for more birdies and brilliance from the best in South Korea and Japan. Same time, same place tomorrow. Until then, this is Timothy Lowe saying it's been a pleasure and bye-bye for now.